Okay, so I am knitting what is called a poof, and it's basically a knit ottoman. I'm using size, I think they're 19 circular needles. I have cast on, I believe there's 35 stitches here, and we've made it super long. I don't know what the length is, but I will include that. Actually kind of looks like a rug. And this is t-shirt yarn. I think I totaled it out at 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 t-shirts so far. And anyway, this is just simple knit throughout the entire way. Super, super duper easy. And I am doing this tutorial or whatever it's called because I have had the most difficult time with this process. There's really no information online. I believe you can purchase a pattern, but if I'm not going to buy a poof brand new, already made, perfect, and professionally done, I'm not going to buy a pattern. I'm just that cheap. So anyway, we are knitting, 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 and this is actually one of those kinds of projects that you can do when you're watching TV. You don't even really need to look. I mean, some people do, I guess, but this is just, I mean, it's beginner at its best. And the t-shirt yarn is very easy to make as well. I got, let's see, I don't know how much I have invested. The circular needles are actually pretty expensive, but if you're going to use them and maybe do this to make a couple bucks, you know, they'll obviously pay for themselves in no time. But anyway, and then I have probably maybe $25 in t-shirts. So compared to, I've seen these poofs go from $100 at the lowest up to, you know, $2,000. It's pretty ridiculous, but I think it's pretty well long enough. So I am going to cast off, and just in case you don't know how to do that, I'll do it real quick here. I probably should have done that in the last row, but anyway, casting off is super easy. Knit 2 stitches, and then you're going to take the second one, if I can get a hold of it. Well, of course, now that I'm trying to do this on video. And you're going to bring it over. Second. Keep doing that. These needles are not the easiest to work with because they don't have a real fine point to get in there and grab that yarn. And as you can see, well, I'll go a little further here before I stop and show you. And I'm also going to dye this poof because it's going to be really difficult to keep it white. You know, it's not one of those things you can just kind of pop in the washer and be done with. You are supposed to wash the t-shirts in very hot water and basically get all the shrinkage out of them before you start cutting them apart and making the yarn out of them. I did not do that. I hope I don't regret that in the dyeing process. I've never dyed before. Hope to never, but anyway, so I don't know how that's going to go, and I don't know what color to do either, but we'll see. I'm thinking red. Red's one of those pops of colors that just about everybody can kind of fit into their decor. I am making this to sell, which is going to be really difficult because I've grown quite an attachment to it. This is actually... I've made so many of these and have failed and have had to rip them out and start over. So this is the first one that I've done that I think is actually going to turn out the way that it's supposed to. And then I will come back and show you as I finish this process, you know, how it's looking. We are almost done here. And but this is, you know, what it's looking like. You know, so we're binding off. I'm so excited to see this done. It's getting pretty heavy too. I think my circular needles were $35, which is outrageous. But again, I'm hoping to sell these on Etsy. And I think my Etsy name, my store name is Salty Bay, SALTYBAY. If you want to check it out, feel free. I'm not real familiar with the site, but I think it's just etsy.com/saltybay to access my store. And I don't have a whole lot on there right now. My first poof that I did, I made out of clothesline rope, and that was a bitch. I mean, it was so hard to work with, and it ended up more of an oval rather than a round poof or ottoman. Finally, the needles are released of any yarn. So, we're going to cut that off, knot it up. Okay, so we have it all laid out on the couch, and it's measuring to be about 41 and a half, well, almost 42. Anyway, 42 inches. So that is crucial to anybody that's trying to make this, because that's information I have not been able to find on any of the blogs or tutorials on this. And again, it's about 42 inches long, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. Obviously, we'll find out here. But, and then this way is 35 stitches, so that's easy. Anyway, what we're going to do then is bring this end to this end. I know it doesn't look even, but we'll stretch it out. So we'll start sewing down here at this end. We'll bring these close, and we'll sew this. And then basically that'll be your side, and then this is your top and bottom. This, you know, however you do that. And you stuff it with, most people stuff it with duvets, I think like goose down comforters or something like that, or they can just, you know, old pillows, old comforters, basically whatever you have lying around. You don't want it to be lumpy. So that'll be the next step. We'll do that, and I'll kind of keep you posted throughout the process here. So, alright. Okay, so we are at the assembly process here. And this was one big long rectangle. And what I did was I sewed the two sides together, which looks really sloppy, but thankfully it's knit, so you can't really tell. And you're going to flip that out too, so you really can't tell then. Just looks like a little bit of a double knit right there. And then I took one end, which looked just like here, all open, took that, and I took my tapestry needle, which is a bigger needle usually used for knitting, and I took my cotton yarn, my t-shirt yarn, and then I basically interlaced every other loop, and I cinched as I went along. And in the process, you get this. It looks all cinched at one end. So, that's where we're at. Now we are to the stuffing process. I don't know if I want to take my t-shirt yarn, tapestry needle through this and then stuff it. That might be a little bit easier to cinch. But anyway, I'm going to stuff it, and then I will get back to you. Okay. Alright, there she is stuffed. I used 3 throw pillows, about that size, and I had an old duvet cover that I basically put them in, and I now have to go through, this is my tapestry needle here, and I double strung it, and basically I'm just gonna go in and out of these I'm gonna probably just go, I might go double like that versus just a single, just to give me a little bit of extra pull. Anyway, I'll do that and all the way around and cinch it down, and I will show you the finished product. Okay. Okay, so I think I did it. I finally made a knit poof. Okay. Anyway, it's a little lumpy yet, but here is the finished product. Now, this hole on the top is kind of bothering me, and I'm not sure if I should, you know, go in again. I've only gone around once and cinched it tight. So I might go around again and see if I can get it a little bit tighter so that there's no hole there. I think that was recommended in a tutorial that I saw. But anyway, it's pretty big. I mean, it's not perfect. It's definitely got its issues, but it's what I'm looking for. And now I have a good idea of how to do it consistently. So I think I am going to try to dye it. Probably should have done that before I stuffed it. I'm just now realizing that as I'm doing the video. So maybe we won't dye this one. Maybe we'll do this one white. Maybe we'll do another one. So yeah, there it is. I'm excited. I mean, you can tell that there's lumps, and that's why they recommend that you stuff that with a couple down comforters. You know, they're fluffy, they're full, and it's going to be a good ottoman filler. And you won't get lumps, so that's definitely an advantage. I used a few pillows, a duvet cover, you know, pretty much whatever I had. I don't have a whole lot of money to invest in, you know, a couple down comforters, but if I, you know, start selling them regularly, maybe that'll be something I do. So anyway, thanks for watching.